When Brian Norman Jr. defended his WBO welterweight title in Japan against Jin Sasaki, there's only one way to explain what happened. Murked was Sasaki in his challenge for the title, as Brian Norman Jr. proved his superiority and why he's a dangerous champion. Let's talk about it. As I prepared myself for this morning's World Welterweight Championship broadcast from Japan on ESPN+, Brian Norman Jr. defending his title against Jin Sasaki in a fight that, going in, the experts were saying that this could be a fight of the year type of matchup. Now, I followed Brian Norman Jr. for the past couple of years, especially after Tay Jones had introduced him to me, and I began to pay attention. After this fight, he's now 28-0 with 22 KOs, but his performance under those circumstances where he was in unfamiliar territory, I had spoken about Brian going to Japan against a fighter that many didn't know about, but the climate of how things can be set up for a fighter to not be at his best, he shined like a diamond in this fight. From the opening bell, you could see the difference in class as Norman Jr. came out technically proficient, even having Sasaki on the canvas inside of the first 30 seconds of the bout. Sasaki, after being stopped in the 5th round of this fight, is now 19-2 with 1 draw and 17 KOs, but may never be the same after what was taking place in this match. He tried to assert himself as he normally does against his opponents, and Norman not only met him with that equal aggression, but was tagging him, and the left hook that landed to end the fight in the 5th round was the thing of legend. It was the type of one-punch knockout, if you can remember when Donald Curry was knocked out by Mike McCallum, a similar type situation where Curry was totally anesthetized. Sasaki could not get up under his own power. In fact, he left the arena on a stretcher in an ambulance. I am not celebrating the after effects of what transpired, but I do celebrate the talent of Brian Norman Jr., and he is a force to be reckoned with in the welterweight division. There are other fighters who will look to go in a different direction. There are some who believe that fighters may even want to step to him. There may be a couple that you can count on one hand. Devin the Dream Haney, who's now newly at the welterweight division, has expressed interest in a hit list of men who compete in that division. And Norman will be seeking challenges going forward because a rival that once existed at the weight, Jaron Boots Ennis, has decided to move up. Fighters can write their own legacy, and it appears that Norman Jr. is well on his way. Now, to have had a rival like Jaron Boots Ennis would have been great, because unifying against such a talent like that could really certify who you are and your arrival on the scene. But it looks like he'll have to go in different directions because Ennis has left the division. And probably best for Ennis, because Norman is well on his way. Salute to Brian Norman Jr., Juneteenth, and his defense of his title being successful. I can't wait to see him in the ring again. This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Peace to everyone, and everyone be safe.